The hospital room smelled of antiseptic and despair, a sterile prison where the beep of monitors mocked my fading pulse. Tubes snaked from my arm, my chest tight from the accident that had shattered my leg and my sense of invincibility. But it wasn't the pain that kept me awake. It was the text I'd glimpsed on my phone, half dead in my hand before the nurse snatched it away. Miss you already. Come home soon. From Jake. My Jake. I stared at the ceiling, cracked tiles mapping the fracture in my world. Sarah hadn't visited in 3 days. She'd said work was hectic. I'd believed her, because 9 years of marriage made you blind to cracks. But that text, it was a splinter, sharp and unyielding. The next morning, I convinced the nurse to let me keep my phone. My hands trembled as I opened Sarah's messages. Nothing new, just that one line glowing like a warning flare. I scrolled up, searching for context, finding only mundane exchanges about groceries and my recovery. Too clean. Too neat. Like dirt swept under the rug. I called her. The line rang 4 times before voicemail. Hey, it's Sarah. Leave a message. I didn't. Instead, I texted, how's work? Coming by today? No reply. Hours crawled. The hospital's hum was a relentless drone, pressing against my skull. By evening, I called my brother Tom, who lived a block away. Can you swing by? Check on Sarah. She's not answering. He hesitated. She's probably just busy, Matt. You know how she gets. I pressed. Just do it. Please. Minutes later, Tom called back, voice low, careful. She's fine. At home. But there's a car in the driveway. Not hers. My heart stuttered. What kind? Whose? A black Jeep. Could be anyone's, he said, but the lie hung between us. I begged him to knock. When he texted back, she'd answered, I'm tired. Don't want to talk long. Jake's here. Helping with some work thing. Helping. At 9 p.m., I pictured her opening the door, hair loose, smile too quick. I pictured Jake behind her. Casual. Comfortable. My home. The one we'd painted together, laughed over spilled cans and bad brush strokes, whispered dreams into the dark. My leg throbbed, but nothing compared to the ache in my chest. I needed proof. Undeniable proof. I spent the next day piecing fragments together, strange charges in our shared account, a hotel I didn't recognize, small breadcrumbs she hadn't swept away. I called our neighbor, Mrs. Carver, who loved gossip. Oh, Matt, I didn't want to worry you, she said, dripping with false concern. I've seen a man around lately, maybe a friend. The word tasted like ash. When Sarah finally visited that afternoon, perfume sharp, eyes avoiding mine, I watched her. She fussed with my blanket, murmuring about work. Her hands trembled slightly. I wanted to grab them, demand answers. I didn't. I waited, searching for the woman I'd married. That night, I couldn't sleep. Memories pierced me, late nights blamed on deadlines, a phone always face down, sudden distance in her touch. Each memory a needle, deepening the wound. I called Tom again. Look closer. Please. He argued, said I was spiraling. I didn't care. An hour later, he called, voice tight. Matt, your stuff's gone. My heart stopped. Gone. Clothes, books, old guitar, piled in the garage like trash. Replaced by Jake's things. His shoes by the door, his jacket on the couch. She said you agreed to it, said you were separating. Separating. 9 years of promises sliced into a blade. I called Sarah, hands shaking. She answered softly, guilty. Matt. I didn't mean for you to find out like this. Fragments spilled, months of unhappiness, feeling trapped, Jake listening when I wasn't. Talks became more. She hadn't meant to hurt me, but she couldn't stay. I wanted to scream. Curse. Break everything. But all I could say was, you threw out my life. She cried. I hung up. The next day, I checked out against medical advice. Tom drove me, not home, but to his place. I couldn't face it yet. Eventually, I went back alone at dusk. The house smelled different, someone else's life. My books gone, photos missing. Jake's clothes in my closet. A photo of them laughing on the nightstand. I heard the door open. Sarah, then Jake, slow and intimate. They froze. Guilt and fear etched into her face. Jake's hands rose, calm, patronizing. I didn't want to talk, he said. I didn't care. I just stared. Then she whispered, I'm pregnant. The words hit like a sledgehammer. She didn't need to say whose it was. The truth was written in their eyes, in the proximity of his hand to hers. I turned and walked away. Door slamming behind me, final, like the end of everything. I drove to the hospital, not for care, but because it was the only place I could breathe. Sitting in Tom's car, staring at blurred stars through tears, I realized the worst part, I still loved her. And that hurt more than anything.